Warning, the intro to this video contains flashing lights.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Lewis, this is urgent. I need you to stay away from the evidence, and please do not make that tape. I don't know what's gonna happen if the staff sees it, if the rest of the public sees it. Lewis, that thing that all of them drew. It started to visit me at night. I don't even want to describe to you what this thing is capable of. Nobody needs to experience what this thing's capable of. They don't deserve it. I need you to shut the place down. You've provided it a platform for weeks. And I'm afraid that it still hasn't found whatever or whoever it's looking for. But when it does, Lewis, it's here. Hello gorgeous people, what is going on? And welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going over a very interesting horror series I found called Richland. In this series, we learn about a mental wellness center that had a bunch of visitors recently, and they all documented having the same experience, seeing a creature in their dreams. And while the creature seems peaceful at first, it eventually gets hostile and starts doing some very disturbing things. Now, this series is super low-key at the moment. This channel only has 2.4K subscribers at the time of me recording this, and I decided to check it out just because I was curious what was going on, and wow, I think that this series is incredible, and I think it needs a lot more love and support. So today we're gonna go through this series, watch all the videos, and see if we can figure out what exactly is going on here. But of course guys, please be sure to go and support the Richland channel, which will be linked at the top of the description down below. Please be sure to go and support your analog horror content creators. And again, another way that you could support these creators is by opening up their videos in another tab or on another device and just lowering the volume on the videos, but don't mute them entirely. This helps the creators still get their watch time so their videos can continue to grow in the algorithm. And doing this to support a channel with what only has 2K subscribers right now would be hugely helpful to them. So please be sure to go and do that. I think you guys are gonna love this one, and I hope by the end of it you guys are a fan. So enough of me yapping. Let's jump right in. Evidence 1. Mental health emergency, 1995. Not for redistribution, East Hammond Mental Wellness Center. Special report, September 27th. I don't hear any audio so far. Last month, the East Hammond Mental Wellness Center received a record total of 32 visitors in the span of 3 weeks. The staff was nearly overwhelmed by this amount. However, the majority of visitors were able to resolve their situation and did not need to return for a second visit. Confused by the abundant amount of patients, the Wellness Center decided to do extensive research into the cause of each visit and collect further data from anyone that would come to visit onwards. The results were conclusive. Okay. The majority of visitors were suffering from a form of mental trauma that was not present during the months prior to their visit. This means that all occurrences were, in relativity, recent. Upon analyzing the collected information, it was discovered that most patients were dealing with psychological trauma inflicted by increasingly vivid nightmares. There is no audio so far. I thought that the tab might have been muted or I muted the video, but everything is good. My headphones are on. Some patients agreed to having their sessions recorded to be evaluated later on. Excerpts were taken from these recordings and have been transcribed and simplified. The following is an experience described by youth patient Sally Colton. Sally Colton's account. When I first saw him in my dreams, he didn't act mean. He would stand far away but never come close to me. Then he started coming closer and would try to talk to me, but his voice was fuzzy. I didn't know what he was trying to say, but it always sounded the same. Okay. Drawing by Sally. So this creature is visiting Sally in her nightmares. And at first it's far away, it doesn't really talk to her, but now it's trying to communicate with her, but she can't understand it. And apparently it's like repeating the same thing over and over. It's got 6 arms. Weird looking thing. Also, what is this supposed to be up here? Is this just a mistake in the drawing, or? Come on, Sally, get better. Get better at the drawing. Then he started acting different, meaner. I think he was mad that I couldn't understand him. He would start getting loud and I didn't know what to do. He started lifting me up and yelling, and I would cry and he would get more angry. He wanted to hurt me, and I don't know what I did wrong. Oh, wait. Sally, that looks like you know what he said, because it looks like it's saying, like, no family there. He was hurting my parents instead of me. He started doing it over and over again when he realized how much it scared me. He would yell at me and then rip them up, and they would keep on screaming. It felt real. I don't want to lose my parents. Jesus, a kid having a nightmare like that is insane. I'm guessing that's the parents getting, like, torn apart. Whoa. When asked to give the figure a name, Sally called it the Tangle. She could not explain what prompted her to refer to it as such. The Tangle, okay. Can I get another account from somebody else just to see if it aligns similarly? I'm guessing not all of them were kids, right, that came in? Surely some adults did too. All patients were given the opportunity to write or illustrate the prominent events from their nightmarish experiences. Drawing by Todd Henrich. Okay, similar. Drawing by Paul Coleman. Similar. Drawing by Mike Harrelson. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, we seem to understand it. Drawing by Lewis Simmons. Drawing by Lynn Murray. My friends, they were dead. Drawn by Brian. Ethan. That one was calling his name. Oh, hold up. Hold on a minute. Run it back to that one. That is a much more detailed face. Looks like a regular eye, and then the symbol on its face is on this eye. Matthew. David. It visited 28 people. So apparently there actually has been audio. It was just really, really low and I couldn't hear it. I had to turn the volume up on my headphones. But it's just like a static sound. Dr. Merrill's resignation letter. Greetings all. I'm sorry to announce my departure in such an unprofessional manner. The last few weeks have been immensely stressful, as you would all agree. I do not mean to undermine the hard work of any of the dedicated people on our team. However, the situation we have been dealt has now proven itself to be very serious, going far beyond the practices any of us were trained for. I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to work with this team for the past 7 years, and I am honored to have been able to touch the lives of so many people. You will always be in my best interest. I wish you luck with our current situation and everything onwards. Sincerely, Sheldon Merrill. Damn. So Sheldon was like, hold up, this situation is way too much for me. I am out. I'm resigning. Which is crazy. I understand. But did they say everybody was okay afterwards? Like they came in, but there were no follow-up visits. Unless there is something that happened and they're not telling us. Letter 2. Louise, this is urgent. Stay away from the evidence and do not make that tape. I believe it is now using people's knowledge of its existence as a vessel to enter their minds. I worry immensely about what would happen if the rest of the staff saw it, if the general public saw it. It has begun to visit me during the night. I will not share with you the details of what I have experienced, but I strongly urge you believe when I say that it was the true cause of my abrupt resignation. The visits did not happen until I made the decision to lead that investigation, and now you are allegedly one trying to resume it. Nobody else needs to be exposed to what this thing is capable of. They don't deserve it. I know none I now know firsthand, and I am scared to return to that building. I beg that you close your doors, as you have provided it a platform for weeks at this point, and I worry that this thing still hasn't found whatever or whoever it is looking for. Interesting. So it works on a basis of it gets stronger the more people show awareness to it. And they think it's searching for someone specifically. Also, I'm pretty sure Luis was one of the names that we saw earlier with the drawings. I really want to apologize because I mispronounced this name for the entire video. I don't know why I was pronouncing Luis this way. It's either Louis or Lewis, and I don't know what went through my brain, but I'm sorry. It's going to be like that the entire video, but just know that I'm aware. I see it while awake. It's toying with me. It wants to hurt us all. It is tethered to what lies beneath us. Beneath you. What am I even looking at? Drawing by Sheldon Merrill. And he started seeing this thing outside of dreams. April 8th, 94. First documented appearance. Hold on, I just want to pause there. Let's run it back for a second. Okay, so this is a drawing by Luis Simmons, who I'm guessing Dr. Merrill was referring to this Luis right here. Luis, am I pronouncing that right? I hope I am. See, Dr. Merrill says here, stay away from the evidence and do not make that tape. I wonder if that's the tape we're watching right now. Because I'm guessing Dr. Merrill is working for East Hammond, right? Which is the place that is making this video. So Luis must work there too. And by making this video, you're just spreading this thing. I believe it is now using people's knowledge of its existence as a vessel to enter their minds. Yeah, so he's saying the second that he decided, like, I'm going to lead the investigation as to what this thing is when it started to visit him. And now he's seeing it during the night, not just while he's asleep. Yeah, so this thing is technically a cognitohazard, and a cognitohazard is an object, image, sound, or piece of information that causes harm, mental distress, or anomalous effects immediately upon being perceived or understood. And that's basically what this thing is, what the tangle is. If you're unaware of it, you're fine, but the second you become aware of it, the second you see one of these drawings or watch this video, it can then enter your mind, which I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, the first time I heard about a cognitohazard was the boiled one. Could be wrong about that. So I think the boiled one was also a cognitohazard, like when you watched it on the TV, from then on it visited you. But it's interesting that it gets into people's heads in their dreams and it tries to communicate with them in different ways. We're seeing that, you know, some people it just says their name, some people it says hello, and then in some cases when it can't fully communicate, it starts showing the person their family or friends being killed. And I worry that this thing still hasn't found whatever or whoever it is looking for. Maybe that's why it's in everybody's dreams, because it's looking for someone specific or something specific, and the fact that the creature can't actually communicate with people is frustrating it. And now obviously the implication of this tape being made, I wonder how many people have seen this. Was this something that was like maybe televised first or what? Because the pure existence of this tape is a problem. Technically, if this was real, you're cooked too. You watching this right now. You, me, all of us, we're all cooked, and this thing is visiting us in our dreams tonight. If this was real. Obviously it's not, so you don't gotta worry about it. Plus, you know, I got S-level clearance on everything, so, you know, I protect you guys from these things. You don't gotta worry about it. And then again, it looks like it doesn't just have that one form, it can take different forms. And in this version that we're seeing here from Dr. Merrill, there's a bunch of eyes, and it's almost huge in size. It's taking up this entire paper here. Dr. Merrill, you're quite an artist, though. I'm not gonna lie. That's some good art. You should definitely get into pursuing horror creatures and drawing them if you are somehow still alive. It turns out I only stopped the video with 30 seconds left, but here's the first documented appearance. Jesus. Unofficially given the title of Richland Ghost. Hold up. Run it back. So let's just go frame by frame here and watch this thing. So, oh my god. That's a flash. Some kind of like lightning strike hitting the ground. And then it eventually gives off this giant wave of light here. I'm not sure what this is up here, or if this is just like the camera getting completely distorted by this gigantic flash. So this is, whoa, that ending right there, I really like that. I'm just gonna be spitballing here. Is this thing from space? Is this thing from a higher power? Because it looks like it comes from the clouds there, right? And that's apparently the first documented appearance of this thing. And I wonder if maybe anybody that witnessed this event, maybe that's how they started having the nightmares. Because the question is, right, like what caused all the people to start getting the nightmares in general if you only start seeing this thing while being aware of it? Well, if this was the first documented sighting and all those people seem to have witnessed this event, then it would make sense that these people start seeing it in their nightmares. And again, we're not sure exactly where this is. I believe it takes place in a fictional town called Richland. I'm gonna have to look that up again in a second. But it would make sense that like this giant lightning strike, like a bunch of people would see that firsthand. You know what I mean? One last thing I want to bring up too is the final words of Dr. Merrill here, which is, "It wants to hurt us all. It is tethered to what lies beneath us, beneath you." Now, maybe you could take that and, you know, say that's the Earth, because the Earth is like, you know, we're on Earth. So it's tethered to the Earth. And we did see like a lightning strike hit Earth there at the end, so you could take it as that. Or you could take it that it's tethered to, you know, maybe what's beneath the surface of us as people. Maybe I'm overthinking that. But if it's also preying on this idea of hurting your loved ones and hurting your family, and there seems to be different levels above that as well, because that's only what happens in the dreams of it. What happens in real life? Like, what has Dr. Merrill witnessed? He doesn't really tell us exactly, but he says that he knows what it's capable of and he doesn't want anybody else to experience that. So I wonder if it can like prey on your own mental weaknesses in a way. Now, before we jump into the next video, this channel is very interesting because I've known about the existence of the first video because it's been out for 3 years. I've seen it pop on my recommended here and there. But I didn't know that it was also a part of what is now a series. And look at the spacing between these videos. 3 years, 2 years, and then 2 months. Which is really interesting to see videos that far apart. But I'm happy to see that it's still going because I loved that what we just watched. So I'm curious to see where it goes. But there are also some community posts here as well, so let's go through those. First one we have here is Benning Community Park, Benning's, Richland County, open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., founded 1962. Disaster in Benning, April 8th, 1994. And that is the first documented appearance, that lightning strike that we saw at the end there. So that must be what the disaster is. I wonder what that looked like as an after effect, like, because again, it's kind of unclear like what it was, right? Like it looked like a lightning strike, but that amount of light almost looks like an explosion of some kind too. So I wonder what the after of that looked like. This next community post is some kind of newspaper article. Feral hog population sees massive decline, by Rachel Lindley, staff writer for Benning's Morning News. For years, wild hogs have been terrorizing farmland and natural resources, with populations growing out of control all across the country. However, the hog population in Richland County and surrounding counties has seemed to come to a complete halt, and has been majorly decreasing, with documented populations decreasing by 60% in the last 4 months. Although the hogs pose a major risk to agriculture and natural resources, and a decline like this can be seen as a good thing by many, local researchers have questions and don't plan on leaving them unanswered. A population decrease like this is something we have never seen before, said Gary Shane, a local conservation officer. We plan on pinning down the exact cause of the decline as soon as possible within the next 2 weeks. Some people assume, it gets a little muddy here, some people assumed poisoning or foul play has contributed to the decline of hogs, but a group of hunters suggests something else is at play. Can't really see anything going on the left or the right side of this article exactly. But listen, if a population of some kind of animal is drastically decreasing by 60% in 4 months, then there's been a new predator introduced to the ecosystem. So something is eating all the hogs. And I think we could guess that it's gonna be our creature, the Tangle. The reason why this is also interesting is because, is the Tangle just a creature that's walking around every day? Or is it a creature that only appears when people are aware of it? Like, we know that people see it in their nightmares, and then to an extent, when it gets bad enough, they start to see it in real life. But showing here that there's been a decrease in hog population makes it sound like that it's just roaming around the town a little bit. Or maybe it has the ability to do both. It, goes into people's dreams and also can exist in the actual real world, walking around and doing things. And our last community post just seems to be someone's back walking around. But all right, that's all I have to say about the first one. Let's jump into the next video. Evidence 2. Contact. Hey bro, turn a light on? Something? Okay, honestly, not much to say about that one at all. That just seems to be what the creature sounds like. I wonder if this is taking place the night of April 8th, 94, or if this is taking place, maybe sometime after. Maybe that's the sound of the creature screaming or something. And if that's how it sounds when it's trying to communicate, then I could understand why people in their dreams wouldn't know what it's saying. Again, not really too much to say about that one. Let's jump into the next one. Evidence 3. Lost and Found, 1997.
This morning, a 17-year-old boy from Spruce Hills has been missing for more than 24 hours. A massive search is currently underway in eastern Richland County. He was going hiking, his parents say, in the Benning Park Natural Area, but he never returned home. His car was located at the south entrance parking lot, and law enforcement says all hiking equipment was missing from the vehicle. We just talked to a county sheriff deputy about 20 minutes ago. We're going to play the interview now so you can hear what he has to say.
Right now, this is our top priority. At the moment, we have men and dogs over Benning working with search and rescue teams. We have a team going up and down the road, gathering intel from many of the neighbors on whether or not they saw a boy leaving the area yesterday morning. And we notified his school, so faculty and parents of any attending students have been made aware of the current situation. In a few minutes, we're going to head over to the south entrance of Benning, just off of Dalton Road. We're going to meet up with the search and rescue teams. We'll be out there all night if necessary.
So you can tell from the interview that this is a very serious situation. Again, we want to show the picture of Eli Russell. He's 17 years old, 5'10", brown hair and green eyes. We urge you, if you have anything, any information that you believe could help the search, please call the number visible on the screen. That's...
I definitely thought that was going to end up being the name of someone from the previous video, but it's not. It is important to note that this takes place 3 years later as well. But that area that they were describing for Benning is, I believe, where there was the first contact with this thing. So it makes sense that he would go missing there. This is, oh man, underrated heat right here. I gotta say, like, that first video was a banger to me. I loved the presentation of that. It was so smooth, so clean, and that just now felt so real. That felt like something that you would have definitely seen on your TV at some point. That was really, really well done. So guys, if you haven't already, please be sure to go and subscribe to the Richland channel and go and support all their stuff over on there. The link to it is in the description down below. Evidence 1, Benning Park Natural Area. Sorry, hold on, let me just make sure. Property of Richland County Sheriff's Department. Evidence 1. Damn, so we getting some found footage of the search right now?
You're so fucking late. Shouldn't have talked to those fucking news people.
Damn. Jesus. That sounds similar to what we heard in the last video. No comment though.
Eli Russell. Eli Russell.
I wonder if they have some awareness already. Like, if it's been 3 years since the initial event, I wonder if there is some awareness that there is something in there. What did they said they were calling it like the Richland Ghost, right? So I guess it might just be like an urban legend.
Eli Russell. Call out if you can hear me.
It's wet, so be careful. It wants to sink. Anybody, respond.
Oh, is he not getting connection off his radio? He does have a gun, though.
All units. All units, respond.
Now, does he just not have connection because he's in the wilderness, or is this creature doing something?
Holy shit, you fucking smell that?
Oh, is that an animal?
Oh god. What the
Oh.
Hunters. I've never even heard of a hunter doing this before. Holy shit. How fucking high up do they go?
Could those be the hogs? It's kind of hard to tell what they actually are.
Whoa! What the fuck? Christ. Holy shit, there it is. Run. We gotta run, run, run!
Come on, how'd you not point the camera at it, bro?
Again, did you get that thing on camera? Again. No, it wasn't a bear. I don't fucking know what it was. Look, you don't understand. It followed us all the way back to the car. It followed us to the car. Are you at the station or not? Are you at the station?
No way, bro. Wait, hold on, go back.
Holy shit, do you fucking smell that?
I mean, it makes sense, right? They're apparently smelling the bodies of God knows how many animals they even show here. Oh my god. That almost looks like a deer.
I've never heard of a hunter doing this before.
Could be multiple different animals, though.
Shit. How fucking high up do they go?
It is interesting that he didn't have any connection, like, with his radio, and then now that they're here, apparently near this creature, there seems to be some interference that you could hear on the radio. So the creature might, or I want to say it does have some kind of effect on technology in a way.
Whoa!
Okay, that's what I wanted to go back to. Something moves there, but it's hard to tell. Like, yeah, you could see it here. Yeah, you cannot at all tell what that is. Could be like an arm or something. Could be another like animal body.
What the fuck? Christ. Holy shit, there it is. Run.
And then this looks like, oh, is that it? That's not it, right? That's just, I'm honestly not really sure. That looks like an animal's body almost like falling off of the tree there. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. No, now that I'm looking at that, that looks like, this looks like a very long arm, like it was holding on to the tree now. Oh man, the quality is really low, so it's hard to see. That does not, it almost looks like it might be like a grayish color. Is this even the same thing as from the first episode? Could it be something, could it be two things going on? Maybe one thing is in people's heads and then there's also just another thing out in the forest? Because to me, this doesn't entirely look like what we've been seeing drawings of. But I could be wrong, you know, it is very pixelated, it's in the darkness, we're not meant to fully see what it looks like yet. And guys, that's it. That's all the videos for today. Now wait a minute. I know you didn't just go to click off the video, right? You better not have. The reason why I even decided to make a video on this channel or give it a watch in the first place was because I saw the first video that was 3 years ago, then 2 years ago, and then 2 months ago. And I thought it was really interesting because usually you'll see like an analog horror creator will upload a bunch of videos, then maybe they'll take a break and then upload again, or maybe they'll just upload a bunch of videos and then abandon the project entirely. But you can see that still after 3 years, the creators of this series, who are Zahn Oliver and Dylan M, I really hope I'm pronouncing those right, I'm so sorry if I'm not, they are still dedicated to working on this series, and they're doing an incredible job. I mean, you see the amount of work that went into the first episode, and then you see how well done the last one was with 3D animation thrown in there and actual found footage that we saw. And another thing is, this channel is disgustingly underrated. I mean, the first video has 38k views, the second one 4.2, and the third 3k, and they only have 2.4k subscribers. Now listen, I've always asked you guys to go and support the creators of these series, and you should support every single one, especially if you're enjoying the series that you're watching and you want to see more of it. But please, for a work like this that doesn't have any AI slop, that you could tell love and effort was put into it, that they're really trying to get something going here, please go in the description, go to Richland's channel, which will be at the top of the description. Click on their channel, and at the very least, please subscribe. Go over there if you guys have your theories, comment your theories under their videos, watch their videos back. Maybe you could pick up on things I missed, but please be sure to go and support them. If you go and support them, maybe you can help give them funding to do more videos and create, even more videos in their series at a faster rate. Again, I don't know what's going on with them in their personal lives. I'm sure this is just a passion project that they do on the side right now. But I'm sure going and supporting will be a huge help to seeing more from this series, and I would absolutely love to see more from this series. A few things I want to point out that I didn't bring up earlier. The first video in the series was uploaded on March 12th, 2022. The second video was on March 12th, 2023, and then this most recent video was uploaded in December. Now, it makes me wonder, are we going to get a fourth video on March 12th of this year, which is not that far away? Again, you'll have to subscribe to find out, because if they do upload another video, I'll probably wait a little bit until there's a few more videos out if I want to make another video on this. But I am hoping that there is another video coming next month, or at least soon. Another thing is, upon looking at their channel more, I realized that they have a playlist where all the videos are posted in, and the playlist is called Division 1. I don't think that we saw any reference to Division 1 anywhere else in the series. I could be wrong and totally missed it, but it makes me wonder if maybe there's some group that's trying to, take all the evidence and all the things that have to do with the Tangle and the mysterious stuff going on in Richland, and maybe they're trying to put it all together in one place, and that is Division 1 that's doing that. Another thing that I realized that I didn't bring up earlier is the article in the YouTube community post is written by Rachel Lindley, and one of the people that saw the Tangle and drew it from their nightmares, their name was Brian Lindley. So I'm guessing that's either a son or a brother, but it is interesting that we definitely got to pay attention to the names in this series. We were given 15 names of people that have seen the creature in the first video. I have written them all down, and I'm waiting for future videos to see if there is a connection going further. But that's really all I have to say on this one. Right now, to me, overall, it seems like this creature maybe came from space or something. I mean, seeing how there was like a lightning strike and then it hit the ground, that's what it seems like is happening to me. That would also make sense why it's trying to communicate with people and people can't understand it. It's not from Earth. And Dr. Merrill seems to imply that he thinks that it's hunting someone or something and trying to find them, and that's why it's traveling from person to person through their dreams. And the way it works is a cognitohazard style, where if you're aware of it, then this thing will visit you. So my assumption is that the first group of people that started having dreams about this thing, they saw the impact of it coming to Earth, and now they started having dreams about it, and upon sharing this information are growing this thing's power and its strength. But what's interesting to me is that usually with creatures like that in these horror series, they only rely on getting in your head, and you usually don't see them just out and about in a physical form unless you're already aware of them. Like, obviously it gets in your head, you're seeing it in your nightmares, and then people are starting to see it in real life, but it makes sense because it's in their head already. But in this case, with the Lost and Found video, it seems like that these officers have no idea about this creature, and yet they still see something in the forest, and apparently something is making the hog population decrease. So this thing seems to operate that it can move around in the real world to continue doing things, but it can also get into people's heads at night. So it adds another layer of fear to this thing. Like, even if you go to sleep, you can't necessarily get away from this thing, and even if you're awake, you can't get away from it by not sleeping. So it's an interesting thing. And again, there is the level of, is it even the same creature that we see in the first video and the third video, because it's kind of hard to tell, but they don't look too similar to me right now. But that's pretty much all my thoughts. Again, we're very early into the series, so I'm sure the more videos we get, the absolute deep dive that we'll be able to go into. But please, 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 guys, if you haven't already, go and support the Richland YouTube channel, which will be linked at the top of the description down below. Please be sure to go and support your analog horror content creators. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to drop a like on it. And if you're new here and you enjoyed the video and you like what I do here, be sure to subscribe. I cover analog horror series and all different horror series on YouTube here. Also, if you guys want to see some non-horror stuff from me, be sure to check out the second channel, which will be linked in the description down below as well. But alright guys, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.